Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome here to Japan. It's B.LEAGUE action coming at you. Western Conference against Eastern Conference. SEAHORSES MIKAWA squaring off here at their home against KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. Fans packed into the Sky Hall Toyota to watch this game, the second in as many days. And, of course, the big news for SEAHORSES MIKAWA, not only are they going to be in the playoffs in the championship, they are going to be at home in the quarterfinals, the home court advantage, clinching that spot yesterday after a really good game. And you could look at the standings there, and in the Western Conference, SEAHORSES MIKAWA behind Nagasaki Velka, 4 games behind, but a couple games clear of Nagoya Diamond Dolphins and Ryuka Golden Kings, so they've wrapped that one up. KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS in the East, and it has been a little bit tougher season for them, down in 9th place at 20-39. Certainly have had some good moments, and as we saw yesterday, they can certainly give as good as they get. They really did give this team, SEAHORSES MIKAWA team, a hard time. So these are the matchups that are coming up in the quarterfinals, and SEAHORSES MIKAWA in that bottom right quadrant there will be against Nagoya Diamond Dolphins at home. And if they win, they'll take on the winner of Utsunomiya Brex and Ryuka Golden Kings to try to get to the final championship, with Gunma Crane going up against Chiba in that other quarterfinal, and Alvar Tokyo against Nagasaki Velka up in that upper left quadrant. So, obviously, you got 2 seasons, really. You've got the regular season, and this has been a tough season making it this far, but SEAHORSES MIKAWA have definitely been one of the better teams and had fully deserved their spot here. You could see that opening 3 from Anthony Clemens, getting their team on the way, but that drive by Satoshi Nagano, and here was Devontae Gardner spinning and scoring. Kai Soto plays for KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS, been injured a lot this season, has been back. How about Jake Lehman? He really turned it on yesterday. Had a terrific game. And you can also see that with Dumbuya out on the court, that is a real quality big man in that team. Kai Soto, the Philippines international, scoring. But Nagano has been worth the price of admission on many occasions this season. Devontae Gardner knocking down that big 3. And Jake Lehman, again, burying that 3. He had a really, really big game. You see, they wrapped up home court advantage.
まあ最後までね、分かんないゲームでしたけど、まあやっぱりそういう部分で勝つか負けるかとかっていうところの一番きつい時に遂行力がうちはやっぱり落ちてしまった。まあ明日アルファーズとしては B1 で最後の試合なんで、まあ今日の反省をねしっかりもう一回生かして明日もう一回チャレンジしたいなと思います。はい。
Yeah, I mean, I thought just defensively in the second half we were much better, held them to 29 points, and that's how we have to do to start the game. So we got to look at it, watch film, get better. Nothing changes for us going into tomorrow.
Well, we saw Coach Ryusu Anzai, the head coach of KOSHIGAYA, speaking there first, and then Coach Richmond after him, and SEAHORSES MIKAWA coming out and with their lineup today, starting off with number 1 Thomas Kennedy, and then you've got number 5 Sei Motozawa, all the way got Yoshiaka Kubota. KOSHIGAYA whole list of players. We've mentioned some of them: Clemens, Kai Soto, Jordan Natai, New Zealand international. But Lehman is, you can see the game 1 stats, 85-75. Matsuyama did have 7 threes for KOSHIGAYA, so he really had a fantastic performance, but it wasn't enough. And SEAHORSES MIKAWA, interestingly, only 8 of 30 from deep, but still won. Yudai Nishida, recently named in the 53-man player pool for the next window for Japan's national team. So all things considered, have a great chance of playing for his country again as Japan try to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. It's going to be in Qatar. But again, Shun Matsuyama's 27 points, including 7 threes, really did put him in bright lights yesterday against the Seahorses Mikawa team. Hiraihi, Kume, and Haga, the referees for today's game. And yesterday's win, obviously punching the ticket for that home court advantage in the quarterfinals for Seahorses Mikawa. So it's taken a little bit of the edge off of this game. And I think probably Coach Richmond, more than anything, will be hoping that his team can avoid injuries and just go into their playoffs in a good, strong, healthy situation. Clemens, Matsuyama, Soto, Oba, and Dumbuya will be the starting 5 for Koshigaya. Jake Lehman had 28 points yesterday for Seahorses Mikawa. There's Coach Anzai, and we've watched him coach this season. He certainly has obviously been there, done it, won it all in his career, and he's, you know, it can be a struggle for him sometimes, I think, to keep that. I don't know, that, you know, the frustration seems to overcome him sometimes when the team's not executing, they're not playing nearly as well as they want.
Just continual improvement, and I thought that our players were really focused on doing that. You know, the Emperor's Cup, we were close, the closest we've been to winning a championship. And that was a good step for us. Let's win our championships together, keep supporting us through the, you know, all the games, because they've been amazing. So, gabarimashou.
Well, that was Coach Richmond again, and talking about how his team, you know, they're taking a step forward, getting better and better. Almost could have won the Emperor's Cup, did not. But he sees a lot of growth and a lot of potential in his team. Albert Tokyo winning that one 72-64 over Seahorses Mikawa. To deny them, of course, those cup tournaments, cup runs can be a lot of fun, and it's always good to have those mid-season cup competitions. Seahorses Mikawa beat Fukuoka Rising in that competition. They won over Ryushu Golden Kings 92-85. They beat RESONA Rex. So to get to the final, and then Albert Tokyo denied them. But anyway, Nagano, Lehman, Suda, Nishida, and Gardner starting for Seahorses Mikawa, and Coach Richmond. And again, the starting 5s for both teams: Gardner, Lehman, Suda, Nishida, and Nagano, with Oba, Clemens, Matsuyama, Dumbuya, and Soto going for Koshigaya. And really for, you know, the majority of the game yesterday, we saw that this Koshigaya team, when healthy, when they execute, you know, they can play with anybody. Richmond been in charge since the 2023-2024 season. Also is now an assistant coach for the national team. So worked as an assistant coach in the NBA for several years with Washington. And also the head coach of the Capital City Go-Go. We are underway here in Japan where Koshigaya Alpha is taking on Seahorses MIKAWA, and Koshigaya winning that opening tip, winning the white, attacking the basket to the left, and B.LEAGUE gets inside and scores that first bucket. Yama, quite a performance from him yesterday. As I mentioned, 7 3-pointers. Sometimes you just feel it, and he could feel it clearly yesterday. And anytime he gets hot, Koshigaya, a much more dangerous team. Lehman drives in, goes right up against Dumbuya and scores. And he's another confident player right now, 32 years of age, and getting it done. And boy, he and Dumbuya are going right at each other here at the start of this game. Clear foul on Lehman, had his hands on his waist. So they count the basket, and one, and free throw coming for Dumbuya. Hails from Guinea. That's his big games, averaging almost 19 points per game. Dumbuya does not make the free throw, but now the turnover. Clemens passes up and gets it to Dumbuya, who rushes up the shot with Lehman bearing down on him and misses. Lehman gets it down low to Nishida, goes up with the left hand, tries to score with Kai Soto right there. Taller Soto winning that battle. Matsuyama lets it fly, and another one goes. Boy, everything he's putting up is going in. Shooting 44.1% from three-point range on the season, Matsuyama, which is third best in the competition. There's no surprise seeing him make some shots. Javante Gardner staying with it, and Kai Soto not wanting to get his body on him ultimately pays the price. Clemens, meanwhile, goes the other way and lays it up and in. So that foul called. Look at Dumbuya, that first foul on Oba. Dumbuya actually born in Guinea, as I mentioned, in Conakry, but grew up in Paris. And also has some NBA ties. First round pick, 2019 by Detroit. Here's Gardner. Oh, a little old school hook shot, and that time good work by Kai Soto. Again, sometimes it's all about getting position, forcing Gardner into a tougher shot. Nagano trying to convince the referee. That didn't go off of him, but the referee wasn't having it. Oh, Matsuyama lost it, gets it back, and loses it again. Now Lehman. Oh, nice little Euro step into the paint, lays it up and in. Oh, and Lehman snapping his head back there. Oh, excuse me, that was Nishida. That's a foul on Nishida, trying to bait the referee and calling it an offensive foul, but didn't work. Lehman, former NBA star, seeing his talent on display here to see why he played over there. Now Soto, nice give and go. How about that? Oh, and got to make those shots. Oba did the hard work, but then missed the shot. And Gardner there for the offensive rebound and putback. 2.03 meters in height. Doesn't get off the floor that high, but doesn't really need to. He's so big. But the guy is still with a 1-point lead. Dumbuya catches it. And the foul. So to get him going against Nishida, he thought he had a three-point play, potentially, like the last time when he missed the free throw. This time they called a foul before the shot. Clemens, boy, that was a sweet stroke. Did not hesitate and stretches the lead to 12-8. Dumbuya again, guarded by Nishida, gets some help. They push it back outside to Oba. Oba gets it, lets it go again. This time makes it. Confident stroke from the 28-year-old. It's a 7-point advantage for the Alphas here in hostile territory. Nice work, Nishida getting free, but well short. Dumbuya thought about going in, skip pass to the corner, back outside it goes to Clemens. And Dumbuya and Nishida whistled for another foul. It's a tough matchup for him because he's given away quite a bit of height. You can see.
Number 21, Shima.
Bobby Schaefer's come into the game, number 32 for Seahorses MIKAWA. And here come the Seahorses. Not going to fouled. Let right at midcourt by Kitagawa, who's come into the game, the veteran. Captain Kitagawa. 15-8. Ryan Richmond wants to talk things over. Well, seems to be taking a chance by walking that far out on the court and having barking some orders at the referees. Almost as if he's wanting a technical. Thomas Kennedy also in the game now for Seahorses MIKAWA. Let's try to listen to Richmond. That was the Matsuyama three-pointer. Well, we looked at Matsuyama and what he's, again, his numbers overall, the third highest percentage. He's been with this Koshigaya from three-point range. He's been with this Koshigaya Alphas team for several seasons. Man, he has had some big games this season, but 7 three-pointers, that was his best performance. He did actually have a 6 of 8 performance back on March 29th against Yokohama from three-point range. And he was 5 of 8 against Hiroshima on March 7th. 6 of 14 against Ibaraki Robots back in January. And he was 7 of 10 against Shimane in the opening game of the season. So started strong, finishing strong. Matsuyama, here's the rebound for Dumbuya. Gets it inside, and it's Soto, catches, and he's fouled right at the end. A chance for a three-point play. So not going to whistle for the foul, and he goes over to his teammate, and a little bit of blood for Suda. He's going to have to exit the game. Yutaro Suda. They're going to check things out and make sure there's not unsportsmanlike. Oh. And the question will be, is that a basketball play, or is he kind of moving his elbow with the intention of making contact with the face? I'm not sure they're going to call that. Place has gotten really quiet. Well, let's see if he shows the unsportsmanlike. We haven't seen it. Nope. Usually they just raise one arm to signal. So Jeff Gibbs over there, the assistant coach, just recently became an assistant, had a long career as a player in this competition. So Kai Soto steps up to the line. Stands for a three-point play and a 10-point lead. And Kai Soto, despite the long delay, makes the shot. And it is indeed a 10-point lead. Koshigaya wanting to sign off from this season with a win, and they have given themselves a great platform to build on here at the start of this contest. Lehman, oh, nice move right up against Clemens. Had the mismatch. He knew that if he just got a little bit of space, he'd be able to score. Lehman with the bucket. And the hold. So the foul called. Dumbuya back to the stripe. And sinks the first. .06 meters in height, 25 years of age. And sinks both free throws. He's a 74.6% free throw shooter on the season. In the 38 games that he has played, he joined after the start of the season. Jordan Natai has checked into the game, the New Zealander. He's guarding Thomas Kennedy right now under the bucket knife. Comes down to the perimeter. And Nagano misses. Ikeda in the game, number 12 for Koshigaya. Dumbuya, shot clock winding. No, nice spin from Dumbuya. Finish not there. Nagano definitely a pass-first point guard. Here he is, looking for some options. For blows, a hold on Ikeda, or Kitagawa. Clear hold on Lehman. Kennedy open from the wing. That's long. And quickly down the floor, pushing it up the floor. Ikeda.
number 28, SEAHORSES MIKAWA, number 11, Kubota 入ります。
Kubata's checking into the game. SEAHORSES MIKAWA looking for a little bit of inspiration. Nice bounce pass, oh, gets away. And the referee decides it's going to stay at this end. Kamatai in the game, elected not to pick it up. Avi Schaefer thought it was going to be his team's ball. Ten seconds on the shot clock. And Kamatai catches it, puts it too hard off the glass. Lehman to the line, leans in, gets it back, passes it back outside, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Kubota. Well, also checking in, Sumino. Ryogo Sumino averaging 5 points per game in just under 12 minutes per game for SEAHORSES MIKAWA. Here's Dumbuya again. Looks at his options. Now backs up against Kennedy. Spins, turns to Kamatai. Another 3-second violation. This time is the call. Soto back in the game. So looking for a comeback here. SEAHORSES MIKAWA. I don't think they want to carry. They don't want to go into the postseason with a loss. I mean, losing isn't the end of the day, but there is such a thing as momentum. And one jumper no good in the battle for the rebound. Natai gets it over to Matsuyama. Matsuyama has it back to Soto. And Ikeda lets it fly. That's long. Avi Schaefer with the rebound. Just 10 points scored by SEAHORSES MIKAWA in this first half, which see Schaefer letting it fly. That's more like it. Well, the big fella can't get it going down low, get it going outside. And the whistle blows. So they've got 13 points now, and they come in averaging 84 points per game, giving up 77.5. What's interesting is the Koshigaya's got the third worst offense in the competition. And that foul on Ishii. So puts Matsuyama at the free throw line. Kosuke Ishii. Matsuyama, meanwhile, goes to the stripe and makes the first. Koshigaya give up about 82.2 points per game coming into this one. They're the fifth best three-point shooting team in the competition. Koshigaya, and Matsuyama is a big reason why. It's prolific at times. But again, they bring it across midcourt. And looking for some magic here. Kubica has it. Gets it down low to Kennedy. Kennedy just powers his way up. A little mismatch. Guarded by Matsuyama. Matsuyama dribbles to his left. And his pass into the corner. Tried to get it to Sugawara. Goes off of his hands. And again, another opportunity for Seahorses Mikawa. Meanwhile, Diawara checks into the game for Koshigaya here at the end of the quarter. Aaron White also with this Seahorses Mikawa team. He's sitting behind the bench. Not playing today. Here's a three from the wing. You can count it. And a couple of threes have brought this team right back into it. Sumino with that makes it a 4-point game. And now the momentum with Seahorses Mikawa. With the D in the back by Kosuke Ishii. Now Matsuyama goes behind the back. You can see what he wants to do. And Thomas Kennedy almost getting the steal. They get a three instead. And a push. And the foul. So Sugawara going for another tray, and that foul called on Sumino for swiping at the ball, catching some of the arm with 0.8 seconds. So that's a tough blow because it's going to put Diawara at the stripe with just under a second remaining. And Diawara makes the first. So good job coming right into the game. The little things that make a difference. Joseph Diawara averaging just 3 points per game. You're not looking at him for a lot of scoring, but that time well short. 53.8% free throw shooter. You can get an indication why on that one. So 1 quarter in the books, 23-18. Koshigaya Alphas on top of Seahorses Mikawa. So Koshigaya trying to get their third win in their last 4 games. They swept Kawasaki Brave Thunders last weekend. Lost yesterday to Seahorses MIKAWA. Thomas King remains in the game, hands it off when we're underway here in this second frame. Oh, almost getting run out of bounds there by Diawara. Kadano in the game, saves it. Thomas Kennedy hails from Detroit, Michigan. Here's the drive ball going to the left hand. Looked good until the finish. Diawara gets to Kai Soto, and the big Gilas man gets his rebound back and goes up and flushes it. A little bit of power, a little bit of anger for big Kai Soto. And when you see him go hard like that, you understand the talent that he's got. If he ever puts it all together, look out. And that was a beautiful drive. Laying it up and in, Sumino. Doing what he needs to do, coming off the bench, providing some intensity on both ends of the court. Matsuyama to Diawara. Diawara looking to make a pass. Anybody open, hands it back off to Matsuyama. And an offensive foul, Diawara moving screen. Yeah, that's an easy call for the referee. So coming out of the timeout, Seahorses MIKAWA get it down low to Kennedy. Alley-oop, you can count it. The man from Motown lays it up and in. And it's a three-point game. Clemens pass batted. And well, it looked good, Sumino, but the finish wasn't there. Richmond would like to see him do better on that one. Devontae Gardner hustles, saves it inbounds to Matsuyama. Kai Soto outside to Clemens. And he knocks down a three. Those are the opportunities. Sumino on the fast break needs to make the right decision. He needs to go up strong, or he needs to pass it and pull it back out. You got to value those possessions, because the momentum goes right back to Koshigaya with the three-pointer. Matsuyama picks up that foul. And a whistle off the ball foul called on Clemens. Well, it was a push before he called it. And before Shike comes into the game for Koshigaya. Kubota lets it fly. Yes! And that is what you call a spark off the bench. The 28-year-old been doing it all season. There's a lob, and Kai Soto, for the second time in the game, goes up and flushes it. Shike with the foul against the bigger Kennedy. Ozawa checks into the game for the Seahorses. And this time Devontae Gardner with the moving screen. And you can understand why Devontae Gardner looked at the defender the way he went down and didn't offer to pick him up. He definitely sold that one to the ref. Koshigaya. They've already got a couple of jams from Kai Soto. Go back to him. Nope, it's going to be Clemens who's feeling it, and the lead goes back to 8 points. And it's kind of a little bit of a frustrating game for this Seahorses Mikawa team today. You give up a bucket like that after the offensive foul. And Devontae Gardner still kind of needs to worry about Shike out there. If Shike comes out and guards him, not going to have any chance to stop him. And Devontae Gardner with the soft touch. Simbuya has it. Thomas Kennedy doing a good job keeping him away. Oh, they're going to challenge this. Well, they value the possession here more than anything, so they're going to use the challenge. We'll see who they give it to. It definitely went off Kennedy. Well, this is going to be Koshigaya Alphas basketball when it's all said and done. So they changed the call. And a good challenge from Coach Anzai, and that's exactly why that rule was brought in by FIBA, basketball's international governing body, because they know that coaches want to have one of those opportunities to challenge what they think is an obvious mistake. And now they've used it up. Shike lets it fly. Well, had he made that, it really would have been paying off, but it does not. And now Seahorses Mikawa, who are down 6. Remember, they had a real battle with him yesterday. Here is Kennedy going in. Ball knocked away. Shike gets it to Dumbuya. Look out. He might go in and do something special. Just glides in and lays it up and in. 8 points for Dumbuya. Thomas Kennedy hustles down the court, and he's fouled. So over with the personal. This was Kennedy. Yep. Easy call. Married, 4 kids. Loves playing the game. Look at that, 38 years of age. Still playing at his age. That is an incredible tribute. That's a great tribute to him for looking after himself. He said when he was a kid he wanted to be a pilot. And also was asked in these little bios that the Seahorses of Mikawa do on their website, if he wasn't a basketball player, what would he be? He said he would be an engineer. And he loves tacos. So maybe he'll get down to Mexico at some point in the coming months. Here's a turnover. And the whistle blows. Good hustle by Seahorses Mikawa trying to get their defense going. And it was Motozawa diving on the floor for the loose ball. Okay, so now they're going to review this. I'm not exactly sure if they made the call whose ball it was, so they're going to get some help. Okay, so it is going to be Koshigaya basketball. Ball inbounded, just a second left. Dumbuya got it close. And Gardner boxes out there to make sure his team gets it. With 4:57 remaining, we've got another timeout. So Ryan Richmond having words with his team. See the timings for their quarterfinal that's coming up. It's going to be an exciting time next weekend, folks. Well, Lehman comes back into the game. It's going to be really interesting to see what Koshigaya do in the offseason, how they try to strengthen their roster, who's going to come back. But you know that Coach Anzai is ambitious. Xavi Schaefer, the exciting talent, big man. Saw him knock down that three-pointer earlier today. Ricky Gardner handled it, gets in, puts it up and in. Wow, what a play. And makes it once again a 4-point game. Kumbuya gets into the lane, puts it up, and there it is. And Kai Soto has been very good once he catches it near the basket. There's no way you're stopping him. Unless you really foul him and send him to the line. Oh, and Gardner fouled by Kai Soto. Soto with 9 points. Yeah, that's a good call, and the reason why is because he left his feet on what looked like just a little bit of hesitation or a pump fake by Devontae Gardner, and that's all it takes for the referee to blow that whistle. Jordan Natai certainly let the game come to him. He can definitely get hot as well. He's in. Kamata's back in the game. So Kai Soto goes out. Kai Soto with just 2 fouls now, so they don't want him to pick up his third. Look at this. Well, Gardner's a good free throw shooter. 87.1% on the season coming into this game, which is 5th overall. And gets it back to a 4-point game. So timeout, another timeout. Getting a lot of timeouts. If you got it, you might as well use them. Devontae Gardner. "35 years of age, still out there dancing around, making it look easy." That's from Virginia. Marquette back in the day. He was at Marquette, if you turn back 2010, 2014, and has been in Japan pretty much for the most part. The 2014-15 season, he did go to France and play, but then once he got to Nishinomiya Storks back in the 2015-2016 season, he went to Nagata Albirex. He liked what he saw. He's been with Seahorses MIKAWA since 2019. Lehman tries to get it to Schaefer, turns it over. Should say 34 years of age. 35, anyway. Matsuyama hasn't really been able to impose himself from three-point range. Kumbuya made a very difficult shot that time. I think he wanted to pass and ultimately just let it go. 6 points the advantage. Here's Gardner again. Gardner turns it over. Oh, yeah. No. Well, he's already made his call. He's not going to change it, but it certainly looked to me like it went off of Ikeda. Well, judging from his reaction, maybe it did go off of the defender. Anyway, back to Seahorses MIKAWA. Here's the lob. Oh, And maybe just a little, thrown a little too far out in front, and now the blocking foul on Nagano.
ファウル、シーホース三河7番、長野2つ目のファウル、2つ目のチームファウルです。さあ、フォーシーホース三河7番、西田優来入ります。
So coming up on the 3-minute mark in the first half, and so far so good for Koshigaya. Ikeda gets in, lays it up and in. Feisty got a step on Devontae Gardner. Good job by him putting his disappointment behind on the previous play. Used it as motivation to get to the bucket. Gardner. And there is the follow from Gardner. Again, this time Matsuyama, this time it looked like Lehman may have gotten a hand on that, a block. Lehman spins, turns. Excuse me, that was Nishida spinning and turning, and he's fouled. Just a little swipe at the ball is what got him the call to go his way. Matsuyama like, I didn't touch him. But oftentimes it's not whether you touched him or not. It's whether the referee thinks that you fouled him. And when they see the swipe, they're going to blow the whistle. That's how they've been calling it today. Meanwhile, Nishida misses the first. Second one is good. Shot no good from Dumbuya. Gardner has it again. Chance to whittle that deficit. Coming up on the minute-and-a-half mark. 5-point difference. Gardner to Schaefer. Now back to Gardner. Oh, drives in, and you're getting an example of why it's so difficult to guard him. He's got the muscle, the girth, and the soft touch. Matsuyama missing it from deep. A little bit of a heat check for him. Nishida, again, this time going up against Ikeda. And Nishida gets it to go. It's a 1-point game. Koshigaya in danger of trailing at halftime, having led for virtually the entire first half. And Lehman with the foul. No, excuse me, Nishida with the foul, stepping in front of Ikeda. There is a nice soft touch from Kai Soto. Boy, what a game he's had. 11 points.
Let's go, Seahorse!
Lehman steps back. And Soto with the rebound. And just when it looked like Seahorses Mikawa might take the lead, Koshigaya are up 3 and with possession here at the end of the first half. Shot clock down to 6. Game clock down to 6. Turnover, so the ball goes back over to Seahorses Mikawa. Now they have a chance to score right at the end. Kai Soto knocking down the jump shot. Seen him jamming at home today as well. Kai Soto, 11 points, 3 rebounds. Comes in averaging just under 13 points per game and 9.4 rebounds per game. Oba checks into the game. As does Kamata. They don't want to give one of the other guys another foul, but bring some size in with Kamata. So Thomas Kennedy looks to get it up the court. And they do get it to Nishida, an open look. And the ball bounces over the backboard, and Oba's just going to hold on to it. So, all things considered, that was the shot they wanted. He just didn't make it. It's 43-40. Koshigaya Alphas looking to gain a split lead at halftime.
Thank you. Your Seahorse Mikawa Supergirls. 最も人気の高かったタツオンザステージを決めるタツデミー賞、今シーズンもやってまいりました。タツオさん、よろしくお願いいたします。タツデミー賞をより皆様と作り上げるべく、今回は新たな試みとして各賞のタイトルもご投票いただいた皆様に決定いただきました。ありがとうございます。どんな賞があるのか、また新しい楽しみ方ができそうです。では早速いきましょう。それでは配信スーパービジョン、ご注目ください。妄想に浸れるでしょう。どんな作品なんでしょうか。シーホースミカワ選手の妄想作業服コレクションを持ってきました。もしも須田選手の仕事が体育さんだったらかっこいい。もしも西田選手の仕事が配達員だったら僕のご要望も一緒にどうぞ。もしもガードナー選手の仕事がバーテンダーだったらかっこいい。名前は力強い。ということで妄想に浸れるでしょう。3月29日川崎戦、もしも選手たちの仕事が〇〇だったら、ありましたね。達夫さんとしてはいかがでしたか。妄想が暴走してしまった方々が大量発生しました。そうか、あれ以降そういう方々が大量発生したということですね。続いてはですね、達夫クラブ団員の皆さんが選考した中からの選出となります。では行きましょう。こちらはスーパーガールズの起用が贅沢すぎでしょう。どんな作品でしょうか。何その学校、恋愛スポットを紹介しちゃいます。観客席かけに来てね。おいおい、大丈夫、ちょっと熱くなりすぎだな。女子高生がバンクワイで走ってきた。ぶつかった。バンクワイでいっぱい女子高生が来た。ぶつかって恋が突然始まんねえよ。スーパーガールズの起用が贅沢すぎでしょう。10月4日群馬戦シーホースでバンプしよう。達夫クラブ団員の投票の中から選ばれたのはこちらでしたが、達夫さんいかがですか。制服姿に燃えた方々が大量発生しました、それでは最後です。最も得票数が多かった最優秀作品賞の発表です。
タツデミー賞をお楽しみの皆さん、こんにちは。タツオお世話係リーダーの石井康介です。今回プレゼンターとしてタツデミー賞最優秀作品賞を発表させていただきます。それでは発表します。 B リーグ2025-26シーズンタツデミー賞最優秀作品賞は
おいだぞ、なんで2回来るのだぞ。今あなたに会いに行きます。達夫好きと一斉に言ってもらう。3、走れ。エリアさんの皆さん、せーの。オーケークリア。他の崩れを見つけるエリアは8。頑張れ皆さん、頑張れ。拍手をお願いします。みんなオッケー、みんなまだオッケー。皆さんご協力ありがとうございました。以上、ダンスオンザステージでした。
4月12日日曜日、名古屋ダイヤモンドドルフィンズ戦ゲーム2、今あなたに会いに行きますでした。普段はギャグとか 講座に走りがちな達夫はこの日に限ってはしっかり自分で走って汗をかいて体を張ってファンの人を喜ばせていた姿に、胸を打たれました。これからも、いろんな形でファンの人を喜ばせて楽しませる達夫であってほしいなと、リーダーとして強く願っています。これからも厳しくお世話をしていくので覚悟しておいてください。以上、達夫お世話係リーダーの石井康介でした。
最優秀作品賞4月12日名古屋戦、今あなたに会いに行きます。そしてプレゼンターはお世話係石井ちゃんが務めてくれました。達夫さんいかがですか。一緒に走ってくれたスタッフの方と黒子さん、ピンスポットで追いかけてくれた照明さん、カメラで追いかけてくれたカメラマンさん、その他たくさんの方々と一緒に取った最優秀賞だと思います。ありがとうということで、皆さんたくさんの投票ありがとうございました。いやー、泣くね、これは泣くな。まあ1年やってきました。いろいろ感慨深いものもありますよね。今日まで1年本当に毎日のようにたくさんの達夫のステージを見ました。達夫さんも見返したということですかね。なんて戦う価値のある場所なんだろうって心から思いました。そうですね、あなたのステージですけれども、皆さんも期待していると思いますけどもね。達夫のステージに携わる全てのみんな、達夫のステージを愛して達夫のステージ見てくれる全てのみんな、あれ愛してるってほどでもないけど、たまに達夫のステージ見るぜっていう全てのみんな、みんな愛してるぜ。いい昼だ、ありがとう。佐藤二朗さんのやつだ、アカデミー賞の時のすごい感動的なやつを今あなたはオマージュしたんですね。一言一句使いすぎですけどもね。では最後に改めて今シーズン達夫のステージを見てくださった全ての皆さんに達夫さんから一言お願いいたします。ウィナー、やかましいわ。以上、達夫のステージでした。リソナグループ B リーグ 2025-26 シーズンリセッティ新発売記念プレゼンツシーホース三河ホームゲーム、ようこそシーホースへ。本日のゲームスポンサーは愛知県発信のサプリメント美容ブランドレノライフよりリセッティ新発売記念でお届けしています。リセッティは毎日のコンディションを整えることを目的に開発された日本品質のインナーケアハンティーです。忙しい日々の中でも無理なく続けられる習慣として体の内側から整えることをサポートします。本日会場では先着1000名様にリセッティのサンプリングも実施しました。お手元のシーホースウォーカーを配布した袋もリセッティ仕様となっております。明日をもっと整った状態で迎えるためにレノライフのリセッティをぜひご体感ください。 Let's go SEAHORSES。
毎日を整える、内側からコンディションをサポート。リセッティ新発売。明日も整った自分へ。
未経験でも資格がなくても輝ける仕事は必ずある。
だから見つかるまでお供します。
面倒いいな。
マンツーマンで派遣の仕事探し。
ホットスタッフ。いや、感動しすぎだろ。
それではここで B リーグのパートナー各社をご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインプロニアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本生命 TIS、 リライト、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズモルテ、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製機。
43-40, Koshigaya Alphas on top of Seahorses Mikawa here in the second meeting between these two teams this weekend. Seahorses Mikawa winning yesterday, and in doing so, punching their ticket as the second place team in the West and assuring themselves of a home court advantage in the quarterfinals. Matsuyama had 7 threes yesterday, scored there, but his three-point shooting hasn't really been a factor today. But Koshigaya have definitely been a tough team for this Seahorses Mikawa team to go up against today. Dumbuya getting the offensive rebound, getting it back to Oba, who knocked down the three-pointer. Bobby Schaefer coming off the bench and knocking down the three. And Kubota also, excuse me, that was Somino knocking down the three. Kai Soto this is impressive, gets the offensive rebound, decides to go back up, uses his great length to dunk it, to make sure it was going down. This time, Somino laying it up and in. Thomas Kennedy catching the alley-oop pass and scoring. That was Kubota with the bucket. Anthony Clemens has come out and knocked down some shots today. He's got 11 points. He's made all 4 of his shots from the floor, including 3 of 3 from three-point range. And as is always the case, Devontae Gardner hard to control in and around the basket and even outside. Good ball handler. Udai Nishida getting inside, scoring. Kai Soto again catching it, scoring with the mid-range. So Koshigaya, again, one of the better three-point shooting teams, do have 5 threes. Just a couple more makes. And they're matching Seahorses Mikawa on the glass right now, 17 boards apiece. Points off turnovers, 7 points for each team. And points in the paint, 24 for Seahorses Mikawa, 20 for Koshigaya Alphas. Bench points is the big difference. 17 bench points for Seahorses Mikawa, just 3 for Koshigaya Alphas. And over the course of the game, that could be a very important stat, with Ryan Richmond knowing he's got plenty of firepower coming off the bench. MIKAWA getting 14 from Devontae Gardner, and then Kennedy and Lehman each with 6 points. Sumino with 5 and Kubuto with 3. Jets, meanwhile, congratulations to them. They've already clinched 96-87, so they're going to be hosting their quarterfinal playoff. Koshigaya, meanwhile, with Clemens and Soto each scoring 11 points. Dumbuya 10. So Matsuyama 5. So good balanced scoring for Koshigaya. And again, the specter of Matsuyama and his three-point shooting is always there. You know, he could let it fly in the second half. So Koshigaya Alphas, they will not be in the postseason, but you can see this game really means a lot to them. They want to go into the closed season on the back of a win. It will be their 3rd win in their last 4 games. And for this Seahorses MIKAWA team, they want to win as well. They want to, have some momentum going into the playoffs. Good to see that Suda is coming back out. Yutaro Suda left a little bit bloodied in that first half. Looked like he caught the Suda called an elbow from Dumbuya. If you remember driving, they reviewed it, but they didn't call anything. So anyway, we are underway in the second half, and it's Koshigaya Alphas leading at 43-40. Matsuyama into the paint, brings it back outside to Dumbuya. Dumbuya catches it. That's a long 2 if it goes, and it does. No, his feet were behind the line. It's a 3. Nagano been pretty quiet today. Now Lehman, also quiet by his standards. Plenty of candidates to step up. Suda puts it up, misses it from deep. Soto fouled as he goes up, so free throws coming for Koshigaya. I mean, you look at this game, and again, you just feel like, wow, how could Koshigaya be so much further down the standings? But you got to remember that Kai Soto was injured for much of this season. If he had been healthy, it could be a different story. Koshigaya, they might not be headed to the playoffs, but they might. But that's just goes with the territory. Sometimes injury setbacks, some teams are able to cope with them better than others. And when you lose a good young talent like Kai Soto, who only makes 1 of 2 for an extended period of time, it's not going to help your chances. Because when he's with this team and when he's healthy, it seems like he's gotten better as the season has gone along. He had to get him back into game, get himself back into game shape. Here's Devontae Gardner catching it and scoring. And as the game goes on, it becomes tougher to guard a player like Devontae Gardner for Kai Soto, because you're going to be taking a beating. Matsuyama not getting many opportunities today to let him fly. Here's Clemens. He's made 3, make it 4. My goodness. Four threes for Anthony Clemens. Oh, and Nagano with a charge. Yeah, that's a good call. He really did lower his left shoulder and drove himself into Matsuyama. Excellent call by the referee, in my opinion. So Clemens with the hot hand. He was 4-7 recently in the game against Kawasaki. He was 6 of 11 against Alvar Tokyo back on April 18th. And there's Soto once again catching it down low, going up strong, getting fouled by Gardner. Great work by Matsuyama getting into the big. And Soto perhaps a little fortunate to be going to the line, but we've seen this all day. I mean, they're calling some touch fouls. Clemens had a 6 of 9 game against Osaka back on January 4th from deep. He's had many games of multiple threes. 5 of 5 against Gun McCrane Thunders as Soto makes the first. 5 of 7 against Guma. He was, imagine that, he was 10 of 12 from three-point range in that series with Gun McCrane Thunders back on the weekend of December 13th and December 14th. So 14 points for Kai Soto, and the lead is 10 points for Koshigaya. And Dumbuya reaches in, gets the steal, and Matsuyama elects to take it all the way this time. And it's their biggest lead of the game, 12 points. The turnover, open floor, Dumbuya, give and go, lays it up and in, and Ryan Richmond calls timeout.
Timeout for Seahorse, first timeout.
Well, Seahorses Mikawa starting a little bit flat here in the second half. And Richmond goes over and gives some instructions. But that's just a poor pass, really. I mean, that's easily read by Dumbuya. And that was just a little bit of miscommunication there as Nagano put the ball on deck, thinking his teammate was going to be able to scoop that one up and score. Koshigaya Alphas, keep an eye on this team for next season. I mean, there have been times when they have looked really bad this season, but for whatever reason, they seem to match up well with this. They match up well with this Seahorses Mikawa team. It's the first time they've played this season. And again, they gave them fits yesterday. Seahorses Mikawa only taking the lead for good at the end of the game and then pulling away a little bit. That's a 14-point advantage. And if you're Seahorses Mikawa, you know you've got second place locked up and home court advantage. And now an offensive foul. And it's just turning into a thankless task for the Seahorses Mikawa team. And it's on Nagano. Just bowls over Matsuyama. Been a tough game for him. 4 fouls. Hasn't scored, only attempted 1 shot. Turned it over 3 times. Probably been one of his worst games of the season, maybe of his career. I guess the fact that he's only attempted 1 shot probably lessens the impact. But they pass it around. And Clemens gets inside and scores, and the lead balloons to 16 for the Alpha fans. They stuck around to watch this final game. They have to be happy that they did. Nishida drives in, misses. Kai Soto with the board. Kai Soto, just a tower defensively. Difficult to operate against down low. Koshigaya can loosen up a little bit. No need to be tight. Leading by such a big margin. Oba strokes the three. And boy, they are turning on the style. 19-point advantage. Three-point look. Kubota missing. Hustles. Can't save it. Thomas Kennedy comes into the game. And Schaefer, there has to be an element in Ryan Richmond's thinking. You would think that this game really means nothing, so you don't want to get your players injured. And you sometimes have to tip your hat to the other team. They've been the better team today. Oba again, another three. This time he does not score. But there is a long way to go still. 15 and a half minutes. Lehman passes it back outside. Kubota. Kennedy spins, drifts in, gets it to go. He's been good today. Thomas Kennedy. Good. Careless play. Dumbuya got away with it. Nope. And almost turned it over a couple of times. Now Clemens, another three and another bucket for him. He has been on fire. Wow. What a game. 5 threes for Clemens. And a shot in the paint, counted for Kubota. Dumbuya to Soto to the corner. Oba knocks it down. Oh, nice spin. Kubota almost got himself an opportunity. Does in the end. Misses the shot. But the ball batted out to Dumbuya. He drives in, misses the shot. 21-point lead and the foul before the shot. 13 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this game. Suda, will it finally go for him? No, he's been cold. And another three-point shot, and it just is not going to happen today, it appears, for the home team. And Koshigaya Alphas, meanwhile, with the wind in their sails. foul.
45番、ルンビア1つ目のファウル、2つ目のチームファウルです。サポシーホースミカナム27、石井入ります。サポ越谷ナム20、ナタイ。
Well, Dabu sits down and 24-point lead, and it has been a very difficult game for Seahorses Mikawa. And yes, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, maybe in one sense, this can kind of serve as a wake-up call for them. Maybe sharpen their focus a little bit during practice. Had 16 defeats all season long. So again, it's been a really good year for Seahorses Mikawa. Schaefer banks it in. And they had a 17-point defeat to Goon the Crane Thunder on the opening day. Then they bounced back with a 98-71 win over Goomba. So it can be, you know, the good and the bad for this team. They suffered a heavy defeat to Nagasaki back on October 15th as well. 107-82. So sometimes when this team loses, they lose big. Natai scores.
Timeout for Seahorse, second timeout.
So timeout on the court. Ryan Richmond takes a deep breath, doesn't want to perhaps tear into his team too much. Natai getting the layup. They did suffer a 19-point defeat to Shimane Susono Magic back on February 14th, but again, they bounced back and won that next game. So there definitely have been several games this season where they've been on the wrong end of some big score lines, but they've been able to bounce back. And that's one thing that probably bodes well for them, is that they have always responded with a much stronger performance. In some ways, it's been good for them to get hammered, because they have bounced back. But they've had some good long winning streaks this season. Seahorses Mikawa had a 5-game winning streak that began in October. We'll just say that they went from October 25th through December 13th, losing just 1 game. They went 15-1. So that was probably their best streak of the season. And they've had several, they come into this game, in fact, on a long winning streak. Here's Thomas Kennedy. Oh, nice spin, nice turn, nice bucket. He's been really good today. He's been a bright spot. They've won 8 games in a row coming into today's game. Here's the pass, and the alley-oop for Doumbouya. Keeps it at a 24-point lead. Flying in, Kubota with the bucket. Kubota, 7 points for him. Back to a 22-point game. And the other thing you got to remember in these games, hey, the 3-point shot, the 24-second shot clock, you can get back into a basketball game in a hurry. You might not get it all back at once. But you could definitely make this a much more interesting contest over the final 10 minutes. Natai spins, turns. Oh, look at that. And you know it's kind of not going to be your day when you see shots like that go in. Speaking of Seahorses Mikawa, it's definitely your day if you see it go in if you're Koshigaya Alphas.
ファウル。越谷31番北川3つ目のファウル、4つ目のチームファウルです。
Kubota looks, gets it up, and off the front of the iron. Dumbuya with the rebound. One last chance for Koshigaya Alphas. Dumbuya brings it up the floor. He's going to jack it up. Is it two if it goes? It does not. And that is a very difficult third quarter. Look at that, 33-12. Koshigaya have blown this thing wide open in the third quarter, outscoring Seahorses Mikawa 33-12, 10 minutes remaining. Well, the Sky Hall Toyota has been humming all day today. Look at that, though, the game stats. Three-point shooting, Koshigaya, 11 of 19 from deep. We knew they could shoot it from three-point range, and they have certainly done that today. Fifth best in the competition. And the reality is, if you are, Koshigaya would much rather be in the position of Seahorses Mikawa right now, knowing that they are headed to the postseason, headed to the playoffs. But don't ever underestimate the importance of getting a win like this going into the offseason and filling your players and your fans with some hope, getting some positive energy. Kubota drives in and scores. Kubota is got 9 points. Back to a 22-point deficit. The fans certainly haven't given up. They're making a lot of noise in here. Kamata hands it off to Ikeda. Shot no good from Kitagawa, the captain. Now Thomas Kennedy. And Nishida drives in and gets to the free throw line.
越谷18番鎌田1つ目のファウル、1つ目のチームファウルです。シュート時のファウル、フリースロー2本が与えられます。2シャツ。サッポー越谷ナンバー7、松山ナンバー11、カイソット。ナンバー5、クレモンス。ナンバー14、大場。
All smiles for the Alphas. So Nishida makes the first. Some of Seahorses Mikawa fans looking a little stunned out there in the stands. And he does indeed make both. Now the turnover. There's a 20-point deficit. Under 9 minutes remaining. How close can they get? Maybe the thing to do is attack the basket. Ah, another turnover. Okay, so the ball was deflected. Seahorses Mikawa, they've turned it over 9 times today. And they have been punished for those turnovers, with Koshigaya scoring 15 points. Well, make that another turnover. Well, here's been one of the architects of their demise, Clemens, who has been red hot from three-point range today. Another one is Soto, and he gets it down low to Dumbuya. He scores easily. Clemens, again, 5 of 5 from three-point range. Kubota with the bucket, he's got 11. But 8 minutes remaining and a long way to come back. Long way to go for Seahorses Mikawa. Kai Soto does not finish this time. Matsuyama with the personal. 3 fouls on him. He had the 7 threes yesterday. He only attempted 2 today and made 1. Seahorses Mikawa haven't let him get open. That long one from Kubota misses, but then he's fouled going after the rebound by Matsuyama, so that's foul number 4.
Number 28, Hirawara.
Well, they are now fighting against the clock. Usually the clock doesn't become the enemy, so much time on the clock. But when you're down by this amount, you're definitely battling not just Koshigaya, but also the clock, and Koshigaya just doing what they want to do right now. They are in good form. Good read by Thomas Kennedy, but then Dumbuya with that terrific athleticism. Oh, and this time he charges. Had that little extra burst to get it back, and then Nishida steps in front, takes one for the team. 2 fouls on Dumbuya. We'll soon see if he comes back next season. Under 7 minutes remaining. Seahorses Mikawa headed to the quarterfinals, which they sealed yesterday as the home court advantage in the quarterfinals. And I'm guessing that their coach will be thinking, well, let's just get this bad game out of our system and be ready to go. You know, it wasn't a horrible game, but it was definitely a frustrating game in the first half. But in that third quarter, they just went off the rails. Look at that, another dunk for Kai Soto. He's got 16 points. And the biggest number there that you saw with Kai Soto was the number that said 23. That's his age. He is still kind of scratching the surface of his potential. He has got a lot of basketball ahead of him. So Ryan Richmond's going to use the head coach's challenge to try to get it. See who the ball goes off of. Yeah, that's going to be, they got this one right. So indeed, they fail with their challenge. And 2 points separate two teams. Team that's not headed to the playoffs is going towards a big victory today. And Soto a little frustrated there, doesn't finish, doesn't get the putback, doesn't get it back. And 5.5 minutes remaining. It looks like the writing is on the wall for Seahorses MIKAWA. We'll be hoping that they're in much better form when they open up their quarterfinals this weekend. Dumbuya has it down low, gets it to Clemens, who's just been terrific today. 21 points for Clemens. Only missed one shot all day. It's perfect from three-point range, 5 of 5. Everybody's pressing for Seahorses. MIKAWA, Sumino missing the three. And midway through this fourth quarter, it's just a big win that's going to be recorded by the visitors. Dumbuya, another three, makes it. And it is a real convincing performance today. 85-58 for Koshigaya Alphas. Well, Dumbuya with that shot goes to 22 points. Second three of the day, 2 of 4 from deep. Gimmick Thunder's winning over Sendai 89ers. Got Hiroshima Dragonflies losing at home to Toyama. San Neo Phoenix up by 4 on the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Brex getting thumped at home by Ryukyu Golden Kings. Ibiraki Robots on top of Osaka Vesa. Vanga Hokkaido won by just 1 point over Alvark Tokyo, 97-96. Chiba Jets getting a sweep of Altieri Chiba, 96-87 this weekend. Kawasaki Brave Thunders beating Yokohama B Corsairs for the second time this weekend, 88-84. Nagasaki Velka, you know, another example of in a game that didn't matter at all really. Nagasaki Velka getting blown out at home by Kyoto Hatters, 84-63. So 4:45 remaining, 4:40 remaining now, and I think Seahorses Mikawa would just like to get out of here, do some post-game interviews, come back, see if they come back and practice tomorrow. I'm assuming they will have some type of gathering, maybe look at some game tape. Here's a three-point shot. Ishii. Could have used that all day from the veteran. 38 years old and still stroking threes. Oba drifts into the paint. And a foul called. Oh, now gonna step in there. Foul called on Oba. Nine-year-old Ikeda comes back into the game. A nice spark for his team today when the game is still there to be won or lost. Kennedy for three, got it. He's probably been their best player today. Kennedy with 13 points, up to 85-64. Dumbuya with a, foul down low on Ishii. Thought they were going to say that Dumbuya threw an elbow. No, he got locked up. Pass to the wing. Ikeda gets the three-pointer. He's got 5 points. Another lob and another dunk for Kai Soto. My goodness. Oh, this is the biggest. I think it's going to be the biggest defeat for Seahorses Mikawa all season long. It's 90-64. It is one-way traffic. And this Koshigaya Alphas team has got it on cruise control right now. Kai Soto with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks. Look at this. Ikeda knocking down that three. And here is Soto. All you have to do is get it up near the rim and he's going to dunk it. Well, you look at the foul trouble, it's kind of insignificant at this point. We know who's going to win, so Matsuyama does have the 4 fouls. He's been able to overcome. He hasn't really had to impose himself at all today. Game has come very easy for Clemens. 21 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, perfect from 3-point range. It's come easy for Dembuya, it feels like. 22 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Between Dembuya and Soto, it's been a wrecking crew. And obviously Schaefer catches it down low and scores. And between Dembuya and Kai Soto, you got a couple of players that right across the board have produced, and really they're not that far off from triple doubles. That's how good they've been. I mean, when was the last time you had a game where you had 2 players get triple doubles? Oh, 3-point shooter is fouled by Matsuyama, so he fouls out of the game. So Ishii will go to the line for 3 free throws. Koshigaya 20 and 39, so they can go to 21 and 39, and first free throw is good for Ishii. Ryan Richmond, he'll just interesting to see what he says at the end of this game. But the recent form, Koshigaya, to get this win, they will have won 3 out of the last 4, but also 3 out of their last 7. And they've had a tough time really since March 14th. March 14th, they have won just 4 times. So this will be the 5th win since March 14th, and there's a lot of losses in there. 13 losses. So they're going to finish winning 5 out of their last 18 games. But even so, Ishii makes the free throws to get it back to a 21-point deficit. And DOR travels. See if Seahorses Mikawa can get this deficit under 20 points. It's been a while since they have trailed by less than 20. No. Nagano's had a very tough game today. Five turnovers now for him. And another 3. And this time from Sugawara, his first 3 of the day, his first points of the day. Nagano from deep, got it. Final 40 seconds of the regular season for these two teams underway. Jordan Natai, an air ball. Diawara gets the offensive rebound and scores 95 points. And Nagano again. Well, he could have been shooting threes all game long. He's decided just to put up his first 2 here at the end and makes them. excuse me, it says he did attempt one earlier, so then he makes two right at the end. And can you believe it? Another three-pointer for Shike. And they have really shot the basketball well today, Koshigaya. One last three attempt. Does not go, so a Koshigaya Alphas team, a rampant Koshigaya Alphas team, gets a big win and sends Seahorses Mikawa into the playoffs on a losing note. Koshigaya winning it winning it by 23 points, 98-75. I see Aaron White there. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but it could be that he has some type of injury. Hasn't played for the last couple of weeks. All smiles for Koshigaya, so I'm guessing we're going to hear from them. All the Koshigaya fans happy they made the trip to support Kai Soto. Big game for him today. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks. Here's Coach Anzai.
はい、安西ヘッドコーチ、最終戦勝利おめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
今日のゲーム振り返ってみていかがだったでしょうか。
最終戦だったんで、今シーズン自分たちがやってきたことを出そうということで、選手が本当に頑張ってくれましたし、本当にね、1シーズンアルファメイトの皆さんが欠かさず応援してくれたっていうことが本当にありがたかったんで、そこにね少しでも最終戦で恩返しできたらよかったかなと思います。
第3クォーター素晴らしい、後半の入りだったと思いますが、そこら辺の、要因はどうだったんでしょうか。
オフェンスのところを少し明確にしてっていうところと、あとはディフェンスとリバウンドですかね。そこをしっかり頑張れたというところだと思います。
60試合、応援してくださったファンの、皆さん、ブースターの皆さんにメッセージお願いします。
いや本当に長いシーズン皆さんの支えが本当に力になりましたし、もうちょっとね皆さんにいいゲームたくさん見せれればよかったですけど。最後にね選手たち本当にこう集大成として皆さんの応援に応えたプレーをしてくれたと思うんで、今シーズン本当にありがとうございましたということと、あと来シーズン以降もまだまだ続いていきますんで、引き続き応援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
60試合お疲れ様でした。
はい、ありがとうございました。
So the words from Coach Anzai will get you some translation there. He walks off the court. I wonder what he's going to do this offseason. Assuming he'll take a little bit of time maybe, put his feet up, go to a nearby beach perhaps just for a few days at least before he starts thinking about next season. Here's Anthony Clemens as well, who
はい、クレモンズ選手
hit the
勝利
5
おめでとうご
threes.
ざいます。
ありがとうございます。
今日最終
By
戦
the
ど
way,
のような
as
意
I
気込
said,
み
the
で
final
ゲー
game
ムに臨んだんでしょうか。
we performed well today. The fans' energy gave us a lot of power thanks to the fans supporting us
We
this
had
season.
Up and down season, but wanted to end the right way. Whether that was win or lose, you know, we wanted to go out and do it for our fans and then for ourselves, and to make sure that we played the right way.
本当に波のある1年だったので、勝っても負けても、ファンの皆さん、のためにもそうですし、僕たち自身にも、納得できるような形で終わりたいと思ったので、それが今日できたと思います。
後半の、素晴らしい戦いぶり、ハーフタイムで選手同士で何か話して、後半は臨んだんでしょうか。
I mean, not really. You know, I think everybody knew this was our last opportunity to show what we were capable of, and we just wanted to fight the whole game, and again, show our fans that, you know, that we put in the work every day and try to be our best.
いや特にこれっていうことはなかったんですけど、でもやっぱ、ファンの皆様に僕たちアルファーズがどういう戦い方、どういうチームだったかっていうことを証明する機会でもあったので、いつも応援してくださるファンの皆様にやっぱそれを見せたかったっていうのが一番大きかったです。
最後ファンの皆さんにメッセージお願いします。
Alphas, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for always being there, supporting, traveling, and never giving up on us. We put the work in every day, and it's been up and down, but with you guys' support, you guys showed us that we can fight each and every game and each and every second. So, arigatou gozaimasu to you guys, and wish the best moving forward.
アルファメイト皆さん、いつも温かい応援ありがとうございます。ホームであれ、アウェーであれ、いつも移動で、心温かく、応援してくださる皆さん、本当に、最高でした。日々努力する中、やっぱ波もありますけど、皆さんのために、日々頑張っている姿は、こういう日のためにあると思います。これからは、どうなるか分かりませんけど、いい方向に進めるように、また皆さんとお会いできればいいなと思います。
60試合お疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
See the fan looking at Clemens, the three fingers to show the three-point shots that he's been making. And, yeah, like you said, whether they won or lost, they wanted to go out playing hard today, playing well, and maybe something to build on for next season, and also to give a good image, just to let everybody know they have been working hard. So Seahorses, I don't think Ryan Richmond is going to be overly concerned about today. You know, the main thing was not to have any injuries. Of course, you got Aaron White there. You got a squad that on its day can beat anybody, but as it was evident today as well, you know, they could lose to anybody. So they got to be sharp. You can see Suda had the shot scratch to the face today, had to leave the game. I think he'll be looking for some better days. You know, he has had some moments in his career where he's been very impactful and very, both not only in the club but for Japan. They need everybody playing their best if they're going to realize their aims.
まずはシーホース三河株式会社取締役社長寺部 康弘よりご挨拶です。
So they're going to have an end of regular season ceremony here for Seahorses Mikawa. That's why we're running a little bit longer than normal.
皆様こんにちは、社長の寺部でございます。2025-26レギュラーシーズン終了に、合わせて、一言ご挨拶をさせていただきます。最後まで順位が確定しないほど厳しいレギュラーシーズンを戦い抜き、3年連続でチャンピオンシップ出場を果たすことができました。ありがとうございました。残念ながらこの2年間は勝ち星を挙げることができませんでしたが、今回は違います。佐古チームディレクターからリッチマンヘッドコーチのもと、このように素晴らしいチームに成長することができました。この自慢のチームで優勝を目指してチャンピオンシップに挑もうと思っております。まずは皆さんと一緒にですね勝ち取ったクォーターファイナルホーム開催、これをしっかり勝ち切ってさらなる高みを目指してまいります。皆様におかれましてはぜひ会場にお越しいただき、これまで以上に熱い声援をよろしくお願いいたします。最後になりますが、今シーズン皆様からいただきましたご支援ご声援本当にありがとうございました。
寺内社長ありがとうございました。では続いて選手一人一人からレギュラーシーズンを終えてのご挨拶、そしてチャンピオンシップに向けての意気込みもお願いしたいと思います。まずはトーマス・ケネディ選手です。
皆さんこんにちは。
Here's Thomas Kennedy.
This season has really been special because you guys have been there with us all the way, and that we have 3 more weeks to make it even more special to win a championship.
はい、今シーズンは非常に本当に自分にとってもチームにとっても特別なシーズンになりました。皆様と一緒に本当に戦い続けたシーズンでした。そしてもうさらにスペシャルな時をつかむまであと3勝です。
So together we'll do it.
一緒に戦っていきましょう。
ありがとうございます。それでは本澤選手お願いいたします。
こんにちは。
Okay, folks, well, we're going to sign off here because the ceremony is going to be so long. So thanks for watching today. Seahorses Mikawa falling in a big game to KOSHIGAYA ALPHAS. At the end of the season, didn't really mean anything. The main thing was for Seahorses Mikawa to avoid any type of injuries, which they have.
ありがとうございます。続いて長野選手お願いいたします。
レギュラーシーズンも、たくさんの応援ありがとうございました。自分が、ここに来て7シーズン目なんですけど、なかなか、勝率を上げることができず、たくさん皆さんと一緒に、
So once
苦しい思
again,
い
a
を
resounding
して
win
き
for
た
KOSHIGAYA
の
ALPHAS
で、
over Seahorses Mikawa, but
今
now
シーズンこそ
Seahorses
は
Mikawa turn their attention to
一
the
緒に戦って
quarterfinals
CS 優勝を目指して頑張っていきま
of
す。
the playoffs.
応援よろし
They
くお願
are
いし
one
ま
of the
す。
top. They finished as one of the top 8 teams, and now the chase for the title. And we'll see if they are going to get it done. Thanks for watching, everybody.
このシーズンは素晴らしいです。Thank you for all your support this season. You guys have been with us at home games, road games, and we look forward to seeing you at Wing Arena next weekend. ありがとうございます。
今シーズンも皆様のサポート本当にありがとうございました。皆様は本当にホームでもアウェーでも一緒に駆けつけて戦ってくれました。またチャンピオンシップで来週お会いできることを楽しみにしています。応援よろしくお願いします。
続いて久保田選手お願いいたします。
たくさんの応援ありがとうございました。今日の試合はしっかり切り替えて、あと6つ、僕らもしっかり準備して、挑むんで皆さんもしっかり準備して、死ぬ気で、優勝 取りに行きましょう。よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。ではキャプテン須田選手お願いします。
はい、改めまして、今シーズンたくさんのご声援ありがとうございました。本当に昨シーズンね、宇都宮の地で衝撃的な悔しさを味わって始まったシーズンだったんですけども、あの時の悔しさっていうのはやっぱり一日たりともね忘れたことはないですし、それが僕自身にでもそうだし、このチームとしても本当に原動力になっていました。これは多分ファンの皆さんも一緒だったと思います。でまた天皇杯もねファイナルまで進みましたけど、こう優勝まであとちょっとのところでやっぱ感じた悔しさっていうのは絶対に忘れちゃいけないと思いますし、やっぱそういうものを3年間ライアン・リッチマンヘッドコーチ体制になってから本当にいろんな悔しさを味わいましたけど、そういうものをしっかりと胸に刻みながら挑む CS にしていきたいなというふうに思います。ぜひ一緒に戦ってください。今シーズンありがとうございました。よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。住名選手お願いします。
今シーズンもたくさんの応援ありがとうございました。今日のこういう試合も含め、シーズン途中で、もったいなく取りこぼした試合も含め、個人としてもまだまだ全然やれるなというのはあるので、 CS ぜひ会場に足を運んで応援よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。キャプテン西田雄大選手お願いします。
まずは60試合レギュラーシーズンとホーム開催できることを本当皆さんに感謝したいなと思います。ありがとうございます。来週皆さんがしっかりホームコートアドバンテージを作ってくれることを願いながら、僕たちもしっかり、今日の試合から改善して、僕たちもしっかり準備してきますんで、また来週一つ勝てるようにご声援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。キャプテン石井選手お願いします。
はい、まずは長いシーズンたくさんのご声援ありがとうございました。CS ホーム開催、キッズ MC で名前を呼ばれるという目標は達成できたので、残るは CS 優勝だけだと思うので、天皇杯で登りきれなかった頂にぜひ一緒に登ってください。ありがとうございました。
アーロン・ホワイト選手お願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは。Good, good. First of all, thank you guys so much for your support throughout this whole season.
まずはシーズン通してのサポート本当にありがとうございました。
I think all of us here have like different motivations for why we play, but when it comes down to it, none of it would matter if it wasn't for you guys. So that's why we do it, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
はい、それぞれのモチベーションだったり気持ちだったとあります。時によってありましたが、本当に皆様がやはりここに駆けつけて、くださることで、全て救われていました。本当にサポートありがとうございました。
シェアハ選手お願いします。
まず今シーズンたくさんの声援ありがとうございました。本当に長いシーズンこうやってホーム開催を勝ち取れたっていうのはもう皆さんの応援あってのことだと思ってます。ただ今シーズンたくさん声援いただきましたけど、プレーオフでホーム開催ということでいつもの2倍3倍うるさい会場でプレーできると僕は思っているので、そのつもりでプレーします。なので皆さんも試合終わったら声が枯れてる前提で準備しておいてください。はい、よろしくお願いします。
ガードナー選手お願いいたします。
Thank you guys for all your support and energy you gave us this regular season, and hopefully to see you guys this weekend to make a push for the championship.
はい、いつもサポートと私たちにエナジーを与えてくださり、本当にレギュラーシーズン本当にありがとうございました。また皆様にレギュラー、すみません、CS トーナメントご来場いただきまして、自分たちを後押しをしていただけたらと思います。
ありがとうございます。
それでは最後にライアン・リッチマンヘッドコーチお願いいたします。
皆さんのおかげです。スタッフのおかげです。 Senchu no okage desu. I learned a lot this year from you guys. Just starting the season, we were 2-5, and you all supported us. And since then, you know, I remember we were here playing FE Nagoya, and we felt like we had to win for you, and you were with us the whole way. So, thank you. Hontou ni arigatou gozaimasu.
はい、今シーズン私は本当に多くのことを皆様から学びました。まずシーズン開始、2勝5敗からスタートし、本当に、苦しい戦いでしたが、皆様の絶えないサポート本当にありがとうございました。そしてFE 名古屋戦から勝ちを皆様のサポートのおかげで、続けることができました。本当にサポートレギュラーシーズンありがとうございました。
And just special shout out, Sako-san has been an amazing partner in all of this, so I really appreciate him. We were 2-5. He gave me a big hug. He told me everything's going to be okay, and he was right. And we made history this year, the Emperor's Cup. We made history yesterday, and we're going to make more history for you. So please support us. We cannot wait to see you at Wing Arena. ありがとうございました。
そして私の素晴らしい佐古さんにもこの場をお借りしてお礼を申し上げたいと思います。2勝5敗で始まった時に佐古さんは常に私に対して必ず大丈夫だからねという声をかけてくれました。そこからチームとして飛躍していき、天皇杯で結果を準優勝でありますが結果を残し、また昨日歴史をまた作ることができました。本当に皆様のサポートあってのことだと思います。来週も皆様とお会いできることを楽しみにしていますので、サポートよろしくお願いいたします。
あと6個。大丈夫？あと6個。頑張りましょう。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。それではフォトセッションを行いたいと思います。まずは正面の皆様、カメラをお持ちの方はどうぞご用意ください。 山。クレモンス